Hello guys, can you confirm if I'm audible? Am I audible guys? Okay, so today we are going to start from where we had left. Right, um, we had seen we were working with data structure where we had seen list, right, and after that we had seen tuple, and today we are going to see set and dictionary. Okay, so these are the two data structures which are remaining. Okay, any queries you have, you can ask me, and then we can proceed. Any queries, guys? Okay, guys. So we had a task, right? So did you try, guys? Okay, can you paste the task once, guys? Uh, it's not showing here. Okay. So I think the task was for list and dictionary, right? Interchanging of list and dictionary, right? And for that, we simply use a function, right? Okay. Let me write it down. Okay, these are the answers that I've got from you guys. Sagar and Kuntal and Swati. Okay. So what was the task, guys? Do you have that problem statement with you? Can we paste it if you have it? I think first task was converting, right? Okay, converting list into a tuple and tuple into a list, and in a way editing the list, right? Okay, or performing some editing operation on the list, and then to write protect it, we have to convert it into a tuple, and then again, if you want to do anything else, you convert it back into a list, right? In a way, that was the task. Okay, yeah, this is here. Okay, so whatever we have in the list has to be converted into a tuple, and this tuple has to be converted into a list. Right? So that's an easy task. Okay, now second was changing the element of the list. Now, first one, let's see that. So the list that we had was this. Okay, now how you can convert it? Right. First of all, you'll have to take out all the elements. Right. You'll have to have li 0, assign it to something. For example, I'll have a1. Right. You can have a2 equals to li 1, a3 equals to li. So we are segregating all the elements, right? Uh, and a4 equals to li 3. Let's check even a2, a3, a4. Okay. Now simply you have to convert it. Hey, for example, a1 is your list. You have to convert it into a tuple, right? You can have uh, tup a1 equals to tuple and pass a1 into it. Right, so a1 has to be converted into a tuple. A2 is a tuple, has to convert it into a list. Okay, then you have a3, which is already a list. Sorry, tuple, have to convert it into a list. Let's have it. Okay, and then you have a4. Let's check. Okay. So you got all of these. Right? Now, new list that you have will be like this. Okay. So you have new list, and then you have to convert it into a tuple. Right. Okay, so you have to take each and every element, you'll have to convert it, and then after that, you have to convert the outer structure also. Right. So this is a conversion between lists and tuples, and using the indexing, right, and then putting it all together as an element, and then again performing the list to tuple conversion. Okay. See if you have any issue here. Or is there any other short way through which we can do this, guys? Any shortcut that you can think of? Any shortcut that you can think of? Yeah, we will see that shortcut, right? Uh, yes, you can try this type also. Yes, you can do like this. Okay, Sagar has provided this. Right? Okay, yes, you can do like this also. Apart from that, you can use the uh, for, right, looping through the list and converting everything. Okay, okay. That was the first one. Now the second one is, now can you if you have tried this, guys, can you tell me, can I change the, see, you know that the elements inside a tuple are immutable, or tuples are immutable. So can I change any of the values inside this tuple? Okay, see here. So this is my tuple, right? Now, uh, if I want to change the value 1, can I do that? First of all, how are you going to access the value 1? This is the 0th element, or this is the first element which has index 0. Inside that, you have 1. Okay, check. Yes, can I change this value? No, I cannot. Tuple does not support item assignment, right? But did you try it on the number, or did you try it on the list? Okay, let's see. If I want to access this, say this 2, right, which is inside a tuple inside a list, right? Or which is inside the list inside a tuple. Okay, that will be tup 1 0. Okay, now can I change this value? Yes, I can. That is what is was required, right? So basically, your tuples are immutable, right? The elements of tuple cannot be changed. But if you have a list inside the tuple, and since lists are mutable, then you can edit the elements of the list. Okay, understand this, guys? These are the elements of tuple. Okay, now these elements in themselves are a list and a tuple. That's in another story, right? You cannot edit these elements as a complete structure, right? But if the elements of the tuple are, say, list, then the whatever is inside that list can be changed, right? You can change. Okay, try doing this. Try changing hi into something else, right? Say your name. Okay, try it out. That's why we see that lists are quite powerful. So Swati, you don't have to convert everything into a list to edit, right? If your tuple contains a list, then the element inside that list can be edited. Yes, so you were able to do that, right? Okay, understood, guys? It's easy. So these are the things, small things that you should not actually remember, but you should practice. Okay, remembering it will come with the usage. How many times you're using it, where you're using it. Okay, do this, and then we'll move to set. Done. Okay, try it out once again, guys, and then we can discuss. Okay, let's move to the set now. See, we have list, right? Which is okay. Let me write it down quickly. List is represented by square bracket, right? Your tuples are represented by circular brackets or parentheses, right? And then you have set, which is represented by curly brackets, right? Now, what is set? Set basically is an unordered collection of unique items, right? Unordered collections of unique items, right? That means that one, okay, it's self-explanatory that there is no order, and whatever collection you're going to have, it's going to be unique, right? Now, when I say uniqueness or the collection will be unique, that means that there won't be any repetition, right? Okay, you won't see that a particular number or particular alphabet or a particular uh, word coming more than once, right? Appearing more than once. Now that is a set for you. Okay, now how do you define it? You have SE equals to curly brackets, then you have element 1, element 2, element 3, and so on. Okay, this is how you present a set. Now, items inside the set are not at all ordered. Okay, now when I say not at all ordered, what do you mean by that? That means that um, unlike list, tuple, right, where you have indexing, set does not follow indexing, because whatever is coming inside this curly brackets, these things are not ordered. Right? They can randomly throw the elements, right? So there is no order at all. That means that it does not follow indexing. Yes, exactly, Samish. Right? So it does not follow indexing. If it does not have indexing, it does not follow slicing. Okay, so there is no indexing and there is no slicing here. Okay, let's see. Okay, say for example, this is a set. Right now, Python is able to differentiate between your list, tuple, set, and even dictionary is by how you're creating it. You using a square bracket or parenthesis or using a curly bracket. Right? Okay. Sorry, I have to enter some value first. find out the type of SE. That's going to be set, and then print SE, and you'll see that the repetitions are basically gone. Right, one which we had entered, I think 4 times, is only going to appear once. Two which we entered 3 times is going to appear once, right, and so on. Now you might see that. Okay, first of all, see this, guys. Okay, check this out, guys. Now, see, we might argue, or it might seem like that the appearance of the element are in a certain order, right? Say, for example, here it is showing that it is appearing in ascending order, right? Starting from 1 going till 56, right? So there might seem an order, but actually there is no order, right? So if you try to do the indexing, or if you try to find out the index, say of index 0th, so you'll see the message popping up, or the error popping up saying set does not support indexing, right? So there is no order inside the curly brackets, right? Which So there's no fixed position inside the curly bracket. Now that is one of the very good thing about, and bad thing about set is that you cannot do any indexing and slicing. Then what can you do with the set? So if you're not able to do the slicing, you're not able to do the indexing, then how are you going to leverage it, right? Can you think of a use case, guys? Yes, yes, Amish, exactly. Remove repetitive elements. Yes, yes, Uday, to have unique values from a given list. Okay, uh, I'll give an example. Okay, so see, normally what happens is it saves you a lot of time, right? A lot of times when you get the data, what you want to do is you want to avoid the duplicacies, right? Say, for example, you are getting data in a list, right? Something like this. Okay, avoid doing like this, guys. Enter the data properly. Okay, now if I have a list and I wanted to have the unique values, right, not the repetitive one. So inside a normal list, I would have to go through a lot of different things, right? I would have to use the loop through it, and then I'll have to check if numbers are repeating. If numbers are repeating, then I had to eliminate all those repetitive numbers. I select one, and then I'll have to create a new list. So all these things I had to do. I'll have to do if I wanted to go with the traditional way of sorting or of removing the unwanted values, right? Okay, so to make this task easier, right, Python has provided some help. Okay, what I can do is I can convert it into a set. Now, how can I convert this into a set? Okay, normal thinking will be okay. You can convert it like this, right? And exactly this is how we can convert it into a set, right? Okay. So again, write down one more function, guys, which is use. and that is set. Now, if I want it back into a list, I can have a new list where I'm converting it back into list. Right. So we simply played with three functions, or basically two functions, where we converted list into a set, and then again set into a list. Okay. So this kind of saves you a lot of time while coding. Okay. So that is one of the use cases that you have of. Okay. Good question. Can you tell me, guys, is set mutable or immutable? Okay. Now this is a something that you should try to judge. Okay. Are these immutable or mutable? Okay, so they're saying that there is no indexing, so immutable. Okay, makes sense. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, again, Swati is also saying that immutable because it's not supporting indexing. Okay. Anybody else want to add? Okay, so in reality, guys, sets are mutable. Okay, now that might sound strange, but yes, your sets are mutable. Okay, sets are not immutable; they are mutable. Of course, you cannot change the element with the help of indexing, right? So you cannot go by that route, right? Forget about indexing, right? The way in which we change the set, say for example, this is the set, right? We have certain methods associated. So you have these methods which are associated with set. Okay, one of the method is add. So let's add something. If I'm able to add something into the set, that means that set is mutable. Right, guys? Or if I'm able to say update it, say with a that is also what I can do now. If okay, see this. Okay, guys. So I can add an element inside a set using. I can add only a single element using add method. I can add more than one element with the help of update method, where you'll have to pass all the elements as a list. Okay, that is what we can do. Okay, that is how your set is mutable, that can be edited. Okay, so you have add and update. Okay, normally Kuntal, add is used for adding only one element, and update, via that you can add more than one element at a time. The only thing is that you'll have to pass those elements as a list. No, Swati. In tuple, if you remember the tuple, there are only two methods which exist. Right? Do you remember this, guys? Count and index, nothing else. Right? After writing the tuple object name and the dot operator, all you get is only two methods. That's it. Okay. So that shows that tuples are not that flexible. Okay, try it out. Now, before moving on to the next methods, let's see what exactly we can do, or what kind of operation can we perform with the help of these sets. Yes, okay, Dharmesh, good point. Okay, so basically, guys, this, yes, yes, let me explain you this, Dharmesh. Okay, see, guys, see here. So I'm going to clear this, right, and say that we have SE1. Okay, now I want to update this. Okay, SE1 dot update. Now, if I provide a tuple, or if I pass the tuple, then each and every element will be added, right? Okay, whatever is coming inside the tuple, that will be added, or that will be taken as an element, and all the four elements will be added into the set. Okay, similarly, try passing on a tuple. You'll see that, okay, 1 and 2 were already there. So let's pass 11 and 22. Now you see that 11 and 22 has also been passed. So basically, to make it easier for you, I told you that, okay, pass it as a list, right? That is a standard way to which you pass it. But you can pass it as a list, you can pass it as a tuple, you can pass it as a string also. Now string has a catch. You'll understand what I'm saying. The catch that string has is, say I want to pass QWERTY. So it is not going to pass as a QWERTY, it's going to take each and every element and is going to add it to the set. Right? Because it takes a data structure and list in a way, or it treat lists as a, string in a way is being treated here as a data structure, and because string contains elements also, right? You'll see that your set is going to break your QWERTY into each and every character. Okay. So I'll suggest you to, when you're passing the elements or a group of elements in a set, use a list or tuple. Okay, let's see what kind of function we can do. Okay, you can read here a few of the points. So set is an unordered collection of items. Every element is unique. This is second point is how we create set. Set is not an index structure since elements are not ordered. Obviously, slicing operation does not work here. Now, set may contain different data types as elements, so that is quite clear, right? It's a unique collection of different data types. You can say that. Set holds unique values and hence remove duplication. Okay, we can also create set like this, right? That is what we can do, right? You have to pass. See, we have done this, right, for the conversion. And then sets are mutable but cannot have a mutable object. Now, this is one of the point that is important. Set are mutable, but the object inside the set cannot be mutable object. So in short, your set cannot take a list. Okay. So create a set and try to have lists inside it. So this is how you create a set. Right, and let's have a list inside this. So it is going to say that it's unhashable or it cannot be recognized or I cannot create it. In short, Python is saying that. Right, so your set cannot have an element which is mutable, right? Like your list. So these are the important properties of set. Now, see this, and then we'll talk about the operations that we can perform in set. Done? Okay. So you might have, or we all have studied set theory in the schools, right? Okay. Do you remember the set theories, guys? Okay. This is how it used to look like, right? And the same way, set operations or set operations based on set theory is applicable here. So if you have two sets, like set A1 and set A2, then these are the things that you can do. You can have a union of set, right? You can have intersection of set, you can have difference of set, you can have symmetric differences between the set or offset, right? Okay, let's see this. Let's create two sets, guys. Let's have A1, which is say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and let's have A2, which will be say I'm keeping few uh, numbers common so that we get a proper structure. You can understand, right? Okay, so you have A1, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now these are less. Okay, sorry. We have to create a set. Okay, now it became set. See, we use lists so much that unknowingly we start creating lists. Now, so you have A1 and A2. These are your two sets, right? Okay, and now let's see how we are going to perform the operations. Right. So this is your A1. This is your say A2. So what was A1? 1, 2, 3. Right. Then you have 4, 5. Right. Then you have 6, 7, 8. Right. So this is how it looks like. Right. Because A2 contains what? 4, comma 5, comma 6, comma 7, comma 8. And your A1 contains what? 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. Like this. So this is how it looks like, and both A1 and A2 are overlapping or have the same value, which is 4, comma 5. Right? That is why we have the intersection. You can see that. Okay. Okay. Now, how can you operate this? Okay. How you can say that? Okay. If you want to find out, or if you only want the result which are common, if you want all the result which is the intersection basically, right? Or you want only some part of A1, right? Or you want some part of A2, or you want um, everything apart from 4 and 5, right? So all these things you can do with the help of set operations. Okay. Now, how do you do this? So you have A1 pipe A2, which is basically what we call union, right? A1 pipe A2 is what we call union of sets. Union of set is going to take all the values between these two, eliminating the common, right? Eliminating the duplicacies. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this pipe is what we call union of set. Okay, and union set looks like this. So basically we are joining both of them. Second is what we call intersection, which is represented by ampersand sign. Okay, so what is intersection going to do? It's only going to take the common values, right? Okay, so it's quite a good thing to work with. It kind of saves you a lot of time while you are coding, right? While you want to segregate the numbers or uh, sort of performing the operation on list for all. See, if I wanted to do this on list, it would have taken me a lot of time. right? Loops and all. Okay, but here I'm able to do this quite easily because Python supports it, right? So you have intersection of set, then you have difference a1 minus a2 or a2 minus a1. This is what we call difference, right? So if I deduct a2 from a1, it's going to remove 4 and 5. A1 minus a2, right? And vice versa. Okay. Then you have symmetric difference. Then check this out. If I do a1 a2, so it is going to delete the common part and will show you all the uncommon part. So symmetry is differentiated, is removed. We call it symmetric difference. Let me know, guys. Can we change a list into a set? Yes, we did that, right? See, we did that. Okay. See here, that is what we did. I think here. Or okay, let me show you how to convert a list into a set. Right, you have certain lists, right? If you want to convert it into a set, what are you going to do? You're simply going to pass it through the list, right? That is what you're going to do. Okay, I have se equals to set. That's it. Okay. And vice versa, you can do. You can pass the set. Can I pass the set inside the list? Okay. See, guys, first concentrate here, right? Okay. So these are the things that you can do. Apart from that, you can also have a subset, right? Okay, obviously, when you talk about set, you talk about subset also. And for subset, how do you present it? A is a subset of B. Like we have A1, not B. And again, vice versa, you can do this. Okay, so nobody is subset of nobody here. Okay, yes, Kuntal, tell me what error you're getting. check this. Okay, there's something, there might be some variable which you have created which is not there, which I also am not able to see. Okay, try it out again. Like, should work like this. Okay, guys. So the same thing you can do with the methods also, but that again becomes a bit difficult, right? Okay, because there's a lot of method associated with set. Let's say that even dot add clear. See, you understood add. Clear is something that is going to clear your complete set. So all the elements inside the set will be cleared, right? And we can do that because sets are mutable. Then you have copy if you want to have the copy of set. Then you have difference if you want to find out a difference, right? Difference update and difference are almost same, right? Okay, leave discard for now. Intersection is again your intersection, disjoint, subset, superset. We can find it out. Pop is going to uh, remove one element, right? Okay. Remove is again also going to remove the element, and discard is also able to remove the element. Okay. Okay. The major differences or major confusion happens in these functions or methods: pop, remove, and discard. Okay. Try it out. Let's say that you have instead of you have se, right? If I do se dot pop, if I do it again, se dot pop is going to be removing one element at a time, right? Se dot pop is going to remove one element at a time. Right, so normally pop removes the last item, right, that we had seen in list and tuple. And here, since we don't have any order, so you don't know which item is going to be removing. But since we are working with an IDE, right, we are working with Anaconda, Spider, right, so it is showing us a bit of the uniformity by removing the elements in ascending order. But in reality, in runtime, it does not work like this, guys. Okay, it will remove the element randomly, the pop method. Next, you have remove and discard. So, see, you cannot do the indexing, right? Via indexing, you cannot remove it. But okay, so by removing by remove method and discard method, you can actually see, since set is a collection of unique elements, so you can name that element which you want to delete in remove method. Right, so I can do like this. Let's check what is SE. I can do SE dot remove. I want to remove, say, 44. I can do that. Okay, now there is no indexing and elements are unique, so I can simply call the element. Right, and this thing I cannot do in a list because lists can have same element multiple times. So if I give the name of element, then there might be 3 or 4 elements, same element inside the list. So that's why we do with indexing in the list or tuple. Here we can simply name the element which we want to remove, right? Because these elements are unique. Now, another method that you have for doing this is what we call discard. Here also you name the element and that element is going to be removed. Now, to be honest, they both are same, but there is a big difference. Okay, there is a big difference between remove and discard. Can you think of the difference? See, when you are creating a language, when Guru Van Rossum created language, he covered, and you actually you have to cover all the possibilities that can arise in your structure. Right. So this is one of the possibility that has been dealt by Rudu Van Gossum, and that too very nicely. Think, guys. Third, uh, okay, guys, are you getting what I'm telling you? Because I'm not getting any response from you all. Is it clear what I'm asking, guys? See, remove and discard takes the name of the element, and they removes that element which we have named, right? And they both do the same thing. Then what is the difference between remove and discard? Okay, imagine this scenario or see this scenario that okay, we have already removed 44 and 55. So if I do se dot remove and I want to remove something which is not there, that is 44 is not there. So obviously it is going to throw me an error. Error is setting that the resource that you want to remove is already not there. So I cannot remove something which is not there, right? Okay. So that is the error that you are being thrown. Now do the same thing with discard. Discard 44. And you see that discard does not throw any error. Yes, exactly, Dave. Right. Okay. So that is the difference between your remove and discard. Now, what is the advantage or what is the use case of this? Right. See, everything has to have some use case, right? Otherwise, there's no meaning of having that functionality there, right? Has to have some use, right? Can you think of it? What could be the use in this case? Yes, Dhamesh, both are permanently removing it. Yes, Dave, exactly. So they were saying that while at runtime, discard can be used if error does not matter. Or basically, if you don't want your program to throw an error and stop. Right? So there are conditions, guys, where you say some data is coming, right? And continuously some data is coming and you are using that data. And what you want to do is you simply have a if program, right, where you want to check if a certain data is there or not. If that certain data is there, you want to remove it. Or you can say that you don't want 44 number in your data which is coming. So if I do se dot remove and 44 is not there, if it is there, remove method is going to remove it. If it's not there, remove method is going to throw me an error, and that will be hassle, right? If again and again program is going to throw an error, and which is not actually required, right? That will be hassle. Now discard method on the other hand will remove 44 if it is there, and if it's not there, it's not going to throw an error. So that makes sense, right? Okay, so that's why many times you use discard just for handling such scenarios, or when you want a scenario where you have to detect, then you use remove. Okay, so that is your set. See more things here. Okay, so these are the methods. Union is pipe or a dot union or b dot union. Intersection is a dot intersection or b dot intersection. Set difference is a dot difference. Symmetric difference is again symmetric underscore difference. So these are the you can say that methods associated with the set, right? If you want to, you can try these methods out, guys. Okay, but they are doing the same task, so it's up to you. Okay, what more you can do? Subset, like a less than b or b less than a is subset or is superset. You can find it out. You can add or remove values with the help of add, update, and if you want to remove the value, you have remove, you have discard, pop, and clear. Right, clear is a very nice thing. Like I have se. If I do se dot clear, it's going to clear the set, complete set. See, it's empty. Now an empty set is represented like this. Okay, so basically, guys. Okay, one more thing. If you want to create an empty set, you cannot create like this. No, because that won't be a set. That would be something else. Okay, if you want to create an empty set, you have to create it like this. So this is how we create an empty set, not like this. Okay, check this out. Um, there's okay. There's a query. Is there no API to check set is empty or not? Um, why do you want API for this, Dave? First of all, right? You can have a library, but again, see API. I should not be calling it an API, more like a module or a library, right? But no, we don't have such module or a library because set is able to handle that quite nicely. See, normally your APIs are what? Your these are your HTTP URLs through which you can write or read into the databases, right, or into the structure. Okay, how you can check? Okay, you're talking about checking if the set is empty or not. You can loop through the set. Right? If the return value of the elements is 0, then your set is empty. Right. See, for the checking if it's empty or not, you'll have to loop through it. Right. Simply have to check the elements of the value returned is 0, or simply forget about looping. You can simply do like this: len se1. If the length is 0, that means that there's nothing inside it. Okay. length A1 is more than 5. So you can simply compare, right? So yesterday I was in a meeting. I was talking to a person, right? And they are working hugely on AI and machine learning, right? And they started from the scratch, and everywhere they are using Python, of course, right? So the basic logic behind all those things, your machine learning, AI, your everything is Python. And then on top of it, they have hosted all those structures on AWS, right, where they're using um, uh, AWS server. Apart from that, they're using RabbitMQ, they're using MQTT, they're using a lot of different features, Lambda of AWS, right? So basically, they have a lot of hits coming on their way. Like they have around 10 million hits every day. Right? Their structure. Um, okay. Now the problem that they were facing. See, there's one of the problem that we face, right, with almost all the languages which are were created before 2000. Right. Okay. This might be helpful for you guys. The languages which were created before 2000, those were created with keeping or were created for single core computers, right? And but now when we are working, when you're using multi-core processors, right? Okay. So that gives rise to a lot of concurrency issues, right? And that gives rise to a lot of complexities while you're programming, and that's where almost your all the languages becomes complex, right? Whether you talk about Java, C, C++, Python, right? Your multi-threading and concurrency issues, handling becomes difficult, right? So that is a problem that these guys were facing, optimizing their structure, right? Because as we are scaling up things, complexity increases, and if you don't have concurrency mechanism, or inbuilt concurrency mechanism, which was not there before 2000, and even 2005 before that is what was there, right? So the solutions are the new age languages that you are looking at, right? For example, your Golang is one of them, which is created by Google, and their Golang is amazing with handling with the concurrency, and you'll see that a lot of Google server structure is being shifted to Golang language, right? But again, Golang has become so complex now that Google itself, who are the creative, are finding it hard to work on Golang. Right. So Golang is another language which has a huge scope, guys, in the future. Golang is the language of the present and future, you can say that, which is able to handle the concurrency issues. The concurrency as in multiple things happening at once, right? Your multi-processing, your multi-core processor. Okay. So yes, Python is amazing with a lot of things, but when it comes to scaling it up, you'll have to have a good skill set to optimize and handle those complexities which will arise, which are going to come for sure. Okay, okay, guys. This is your set. Next data uh, structure is what we call dictionary. Okay, let's see how do we create it. Now, dictionary, as you can guess that it is same as what you see in your English dictionaries, Oxford dictionaries. Excuse me. It is a pair of key and value, or name and meaning, right? In dictionary, you have what? Name and meaning. Here you have key and value. Right? How do you create it? Let's call it DI. And like set, we use a curly bracket here also. But here you'll have key 1, value 1. This is your first element. Key 1, value 1 separated by a colon. Then you have key 2, value 2. and so on. So this key value pair is basically your element. Okay, so this is how your dictionary basically looks like. Okay. See this? Yes, key should be unique, Dave, of course. And keys cannot be mutable. Keys have to be immutable. Right? These are two parameters of keys. Okay, let's create a dictionary, guys. Now you'll see that there's not much of actually there's not a lot of difference between your set and dictionary. Let's create a dictionary. So I have key. Let's have key as starting from say 11. Value will be say high. That is my first element, right? This is the first element, key value pair. I have second element. Let's say that starts from 22. That is the key. Value will be hello. Find out the type. Type of di will be dictionary or dictionary, right? Good question, Rajendra. How dictionary is different from JSON? Okay, can you tell me how dictionary is different from JSON? See, this is how I'm going to show you, Rajendra, in the later stage, right, how to handle the JSON data, or basically converting dictionary into JSON, JSON into dictionary is quite easy, right? Dictionary is something you can say that is inbuilt for Python, whereas JSON. So say when you have a JSON data coming in, what you do is to handle it, to pass through it, we convert it into a dictionary. Or if you want to create a JSON data, that is your JavaScript object notation, right? You convert dictionary into JSON, right? And then you pass it on to your API or anything. Yes, it uses that, Dev. Can there be more values against one key? Try it out, Kuntal. Okay, so try it out. First of all, see this. Now, guys, yes, Sajin, you'll get more clarity when we'll be working with JSON data. Okay. Right now, I won't like to expose much, right, on this. Okay, so this is your dictionary now. So, guys, your list and tuples have supports indexing, right? Your list and tuple. Okay, let's compare, guys. Okay, list tuple has indexing. Now, when I say indexing in list and tuple, what does it mean? So basically, your list and tuples are also working in the same way, right? Key value pair, right? Let's say that your list who is like this, say 12, 13, 14, right? That is a list. Right now, what Python does is Python fixes the value, right? That okay, the positions are fixed, so Python has assigned a value or a unique number to all these elements, right? That is what we call index, right? Now, if you look at it in a different perspective, right? So basically, these are your key value pairs, okay? So these are your key value pair, nothing else. So what are your keys? Your indexes are your keys. What are your values? The values of the elements are your values, or the elements are your values, right? So whenever I want to call the values, I always used to call the key, right? Li, I call the key and it fetches me the value. I call the key like this, and it fetches me the value, right? This is how basically your lists and tuples work. Now, dictionary, now list and tuples are clear. Set does not have this structure, right? Set does not have indexing at all. Set is an unordered collection, right? There is no order, so indexing does not follow there. Now, your dictionary is something, yes, Dev. So, dictionary is something which instead of Python defining the keys, in dictionary, we are defining the keys. That is what your dictionary is. So, in dictionary, you have a total control on keys also. So, dictionary will be like this. I have one. Say I'm putting it as 11, right? Just for the sake of understanding, we'll change it later, right? I'll make it a bit complex. B. Now here, what we are doing basically, we again have key and value pair, right? It has to be there. Everything works like this only. But here, we are defining it by ourselves. We are not relying on Python to do it. So key is this, and value is this. Key is this, value is this. Now, in dictionary, we are also in control of key. Okay, understood? What is basically your dictionary? So you're defining your keys also, and via that you will be able to fetch the values. Now, how I'm going to fetch the values here? Instead of giving the index, here I'll have to pass the keys. Right? This is going to fetch me A. This key value or index, or we are defining index, right, is going to fetch me the value associated with this. Okay, this is how your dictionary basically works. Okay, check this out. Now, translate it in your program, guys, on Anaconda. Python is easy and fun to work with, guys, actually, right? Because of these features. Okay? You're going to see a lot of more interesting thing. Today only we are going to move from this interpreter mode, which is the learning mode, to a batch script mode, where we'll be writing everything in a text files. Okay, that will be more interesting. Good. Any queries here, guys? Difference between, or why do we use this as a key value pair? Because keys are going to be our own index. See, this is something, or you can say that when you are writing or creating a language, like see from the perspective of the Guru and Awesome. Say you are a creator of Python, and you have to provide all the possible means to the coder to utilize the language, right? So that is one of the means. Let me check what is expected. Okay, there is a query. Mm-mm. Yes, see, if you have duplicacies of key value pair, right, it's going to eliminate one, obviously. No, no, set does not have indexing at all, Dharmesh. Yes, I'll tell you, Dave, which one is going to take. Okay, let's check. So, Dharmesh, set, see, the way of creating a set is similar to dictionary. Right? We use curly brackets, but set and dictionaries are poles apart. Right? Okay, set does not have ordering, and dictionary has ordering, which is defined by us. Right? Order. Okay. Now, let's see more. Di equals to, let's say that. Okay, let's keep it simple. Right? Let's have a duplicacy one. 12. Sorry. Now see here, Dave. This should give you the answer. Whichever duplicacy is coming at the last is going to override the previous one. Okay, or is going to remove the previous one. Now take a task, guys. Create a phone book. Right? Create a phone book with name as keys and values as numbers. Okay, do that quickly. Right, you can do that using dictionary. It's quite easy. So that is one of the use case of dictionary. Right, you can create some applications like phone book quite easily actually. Try it out, and meanwhile we can have a break. Okay, let's have a break, guys. It's a 15 minutes break. Okay, Prashant, the error that you're getting is valid error. You're doing something wrong, right? See, the names that you're providing, Prashant, are basically strings. You have to pass it, or you have to put it between quotes. Okay, everybody's back. See, Dave, dictionaries are actually used for you can say that hashing, right? So normally, when you talk about hash, okay, guys, so there's a concept which is called hashing, right? In hashing, what you do is you can say that uh, you store the data in a table where your keys or your unique IDs are non-integers, right? You can see that like this. Okay, so dictionary is a way of achieving the hashing. Um, okay, no, Dave. In uh, set hashing is not there actually. Okay, have you tried this? Hashing and set. Just give me a sec. See, you understand that Python's dictionary is basically your hash tables, right? Okay, we'll have to check regarding set, right? There's something missing here. Okay, so simply you have to create a dictionary. Let's call it the name. I can have it like this, the name. So, okay, you have to put it inside quotes. Right, something like this. So now, if you call the name, it's going to return you back the number. Right. So that's kind of a phone book application, you can say. Right. Okay. Now, check out the methods that we have associated with dictionary. Actually, there are a lot of methods associated with dictionary. Okay. Uh, One of the thing that you can use is in operator. Right. Okay. You can have it like is sorry is uh, one in the name. No, one is inside, not the name. Now, when I write is one in the name, then it is looking for the values, not for the keys. Or is it looking for name? Um, just a sec. Okay, so it is looking for the keys basically. not the values. And it's other way around. It looks for the keys, and then you can fetch the associated value. Check this. That is one of the things you can do with the dictionary. You can find out if some key is there or not. Say we have, say, di, right? Okay, and what I can do is, guys, I can add more elements to it. Right, I can add more elements to it like this. Right, I can define new key and I can add it. So your dictionaries are mutable. Okay, your dictionaries are mutable. So only thing that is unmutable in data structure is your tuple. Okay, so I can add a new element like this, or I can override an already existing element like this. Right, in this way you can work with the dictionary. Now you can delete a particular uh, one. I can say, for example, I want to delete third. I can do that. Sorry, di. Right, I have deleted the third, the key whose value is 3. Okay. Okay. See this? Then we'll move to the methods associated with this. Okay, you're getting a name error. Let me check, Rajind. Yes, you are bound to get the error, Rajind. See, your Python does not understand a bunch of characters if those characters are not inside the quotes. If these characters like name, phone, address are inside the quotes, then for Python it is a string. Otherwise, those are nothing, and the Python won't be able to understand it, and it's going to throw you an error. I hope you understood the error that you're getting. Okay, so name has to be under the double quotes also. See, guys, these are the basics or grammar of English, right? That okay, data types and data structures are the basics. So you have to always represent the values either in terms of the data types or in terms of data structure. And in data structure also, your data types has to be followed, right? Whether see it could be only two types of or five types of value: integer, float, complex number, boolean, or string. If you are deviating from it, then Python is going to throw in an error. Got it, guys? Now let's see. A whole bunch of methods are associated with this. So I'm going to clear this first, and let's see dot di dot and hit or press tab. See that you have these many keys, right? Let's say clear. Okay. For this first, let's print di dot clear is going to give you is going to remove all the elements inside the dictionary. It's going to make your dictionary empty, right? That's your di. Let's create another one. Let's call it d1. Right, this is your d1. This is again your dictionary. Now, the important methods are copy is going to create a copy for you. Um, skip from keys for now, right? We'll come to this. Get is going to fetch the value associated with the key. I can call the key here, and it's going to fetch me the value. If you call the other way around, it's not going to show you anything, and it's not even going to give you an error. So basically, in get method, you're passing the key. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Uh, we'll see this later. After that, you have items. Okay. What items you want to do? So items is going to show you a basic structure of dictionary. So this is how your dictionary is created, guys. Right? Dictionary nothing. It's a list. Inside list, you have a pair or you have a tuple as an element, and each tuple has a pair of values, which is basically your key value pair. Right? So normally, your dictionary, if you want to represent it another way, if you want to create it in a very basic way, it's created like this. So you have a list. Inside list, you have tuples, and these tuples are nothing. These are your key value pairs. Key one, comma value one. Okay, I'm going to compress this. Key two, value two. Key three, value three. So if you are wondering that, okay, I want to create a dictionary with the help of um, a tuple and list, then this is how you can create it. Right? For example, dict. See you guys. I'm going to assign it to say D2. Have A, Pradhan, B. See, it has to be under quotes, guys, okay? Otherwise, it's going to throw you an error. The reason, Kuntal, we are not using curly bracket is because we are creating it using a function. See, when you're using a function, you don't need to use the basics way of creating the any of the thing in the Python. So when functions are applicable, then you don't use those curly brackets. Okay, the method has to be something different then. Okay, this is the way that you create. The only thing is that instead of dict, it has to be something else. Okay, try it out. Okay, I'll use a dot. Thank you. Oh yeah. So that is your dictionary. Okay, this is how you create it. Okay, so So you know the conversion between list and tuple, you know the conversion between list, tuple, and set, and vice versa. Similarly, you have conversion for dictionary also. Okay, so if you want to create a dictionary from list and tuple, then you can do it like this. So that is one of the way of creating a dictionary. One way is using curly brackets. Another way is that if you have tuple and list, you can do it like this. Okay, you can find out if it has a key or not. Okay, things have changed, I think. Yeah, Husky is not supported now. Okay, so things have changed. Right, Husky used to be one of the method associated. I think it was associated with 2.7. Right? So Husky is not here anymore. Right? Okay, now what else we have, guys? We have seen d2.keys, d2 items. Items is also what we have seen. Keys. Okay, keys is going to return you all the keys. Then you have values, which is going to return you all the values. Okay, as a list. In both the cases, you get uh, not exactly as a list, but yeah. What else you have? Pop item. These are the ones that we use, guys. Pop is for removing. Sorry, pop items is for. Now, pop item normally removes the last or the last item from a dictionary. Then you have pop, to which you can define which one you want to remove. You can define that using pop. Okay. So in pop, I'll have to give the key. Say I want to remove the key A. Right. So it will remove that particular key only. Right. See that you have removed A and E. So pop item removes a kind of by itself. Right. You don't have control over this, but it's going to normally it randomly removes the value. But again, it depends on the ID that you're using. You're using PyCharm, or you're using Anaconda, Spider. You're using uh, Jupyter, or any other, or you're using Visual Studios plugins. So it behaves a bit differently there. And pop takes one parameter. Right? That is the key. Okay, then you have set default. So if a key is not there, then what it does is it automatically adds that if it's not there. Right. So by default, it sets it into a default value. You can see that. Now, when you only provided the key and no value, then it takes a null value, which is represented as none in Python. NONE. We'll see this more later on. Right. So basically, it is not pop item is not selecting the last element actually. Right? It does select a random element. Right. Basic definition says that it selects a random element. Right. But in IDE, it's selecting on the basis of the order, ascending, descending, the last value, the first value. See, your IDE also arranges them on the basis. For example, you can change the ID. You can have, for example, key values as number, string, boolean, a mix of that, and see how pop items work there. Right, so it totally depends on your IDE actually, which element is going to pop. Basically, the Python running behind it. Right? How IDE is showing that occurrence to your Python interpreter. And so that is your set default. Okay, let's see from keys. Sorry, yeah, from keys. So you have, say, D1, right? Or D2. Okay, let's see D2. Right, now, how do you fetch the keys of D2? Let's call it keys. Goes to D2 dot keys. You got the keys. Right, so that is what you got. Now, if you want to basically segregate it, right? Okay, you have D2 dot from keys. Okay, basically we'll have to get the keys in the form of, you can say that, a normal list, right? Try it out. See why we are getting this. I'll explain to you this. One more thing that you can do is I can have keys. Like let's have keys like I can have keys as set, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can have values as, say, example, oh, sure, 6 characters, right? Okay, I can have ti1 equals to get dot from keys. So I can do like this also. See this, guys. It's a bit confusing but interesting. So simply jot it down, keep it with you, right? It might be useful later on. Might. Okay. So that's your dictionary. Okay, so basically we have keys, we have values, and we are creating a new dictionary from those keys and values. Yes, you can say that, creating dictionary using set. But mostly the concentration should be creating dictionaries from this method called from keys. Right? So that is how you use from keys actually. That is one of the very important use case or usage of from keys. Now, uh, see if I change the values, let's say that I have it as, oh, it's going to repeat. Okay. So if you want to have the same values, then you can work it like this. Okay. You cannot create a, how you say that, all the different values with from keys. No, it will give you the same values for different keys. Okay, try it out. Uh, Creating dictionary using set. So normally this is the way that we create dictionary using set, right? Where you're uploading the values keys as this. Now later on you can change the values. Okay, another way there is, let me think. I don't think so that apart from this, there's another way actually. See, otherwise, the best way we can do is looping through it. That is another way that through which you can actually create it. While using the attribute keys. Okay, let me clear all these guys. Right. See, let's not go into the part which might confuse you all. Right. Let's stick with the simple part. See, when I'm calling d dot keys, right? So what it's doing is basically calling all these things, right? Okay. You can check what it is basically getting. It's called keys equals to d1 dot keys, right? You can find out the type, what type of storing. So it has its own type, which is called dict underscore keys, right? Okay. So basically, what Python is doing is Python is segregating all the keys, one, two, and three, and storing it in this or presenting it in this dict underscore keys kind of a function, right? And through which you can basically iterate or you can get it out, right? Same thing Python is doing for d1 dot values, right? Let's save it in a values. It's again a type which is dict underscore values, which is specific to dictionary, right? But the best thing about this is that you can actually loop through it, right? I can go through it with the help of for loop. Now, creating lists, creating dictionary, basically we have a term for this which we call, say, comprehension. So we call it list comprehension, or we call it dictionary comprehension. That means that creating lists or dictionary. Right now, this I'm going to tell you after we have learned the loops, okay? Because for this we need loop, for loop. Okay. So for creating list and dictionary in a very traditional way is what we call list comprehension, and in that case we use loops. Okay. Any queries, guys, on this? So this ends our first mode of working in Python, which is called batch script. Sorry, your interpreter mode. Now, guys, we are moving toward what we call batch script mode, where we are going to write code on the left in multiple lines, and then we are going to work with this. Okay, so let's move to the batch script mode. Okay, go through dictionary, guys. If you have any issues, ask me. So when you work with batch script mode, then you see a lot of controls here, a lot of buttons. Right? Okay, we are going to use some of the important ones, some of the ones which are actually useful. Right? So let's see. Let's learn it while we use it. Right? Okay, let's learn it by using it. So guys, on the left of your screen, first of all, hit Control S, or basically Control Shift S. Right? Control Shift S is for selective save. For example, I want to save it here somewhere. I'll save it here. The file name I'm going to give you is 1.py. Right? So Python files have extension which is called .py. Okay. Now, in this mode, guys, in batch script mode, we write our code, all the things that you want to execute in a single file, and then you execute this file completely, and it gives you a result. Instead of executing one line at a time here, we are going to execute complete set of file. For example, let's say I equals to 5, j equals to 7, and if you want to perform the summation and you want to print it, how are you going to do that? Print I plus j. Okay, try it out. Now you save it, and if you want to run this, you click on this run button. You see that it will tell you the file has been run, and this file is located here. Directory is this, right? And the output, since you asked for printing it, it is printing the output. One way is you click this run button, or another way is you select this complete code and press Control Enter. Okay, there are two ways. Try it out. Okay, try it out, guys. So you have two ways of basically executing this, right? One is you have a play button on the top, right? This is for basically running your code. And second, the code block that you want to execute, select this and press Control Enter. Okay, two ways. Okay, try it out. So your output will be available in this console window. So guys, whatever you want to print on the console window, you'll have to use the print function every time. Now we are moving toward the control statements, that is if, else, elif, and all. Right? Before moving toward that, let me show you a few of the things. Okay, see, there are two very much useful functions when you are moving into batch script mode. One is your print, right? Another one is what we call input. Right now, before moving to the input, see, I want to print something which says, okay, I want to print a message also, right? So instead of this, what I'm going to do, see, this is how you comment, right? For commenting, you use hash. Okay, so I've commented this. I want to print uh, the sum total of I and j is I plus j. You can print it like this, right? So you have a string and comma and whatever you want to write the message. So it will appear in the same order. Okay. Or you can format the string a bit, guys. We call it string formatting, right? Okay. When I say you can format the string a bit, okay, I'm going to comment this. Okay, I'm going to share this, guys. Try it out. See, these are the small parts, right? But the useful one. Okay. When I want to format the string, let's say print, and I want to print the output, that is 12, in middle, in middle somewhere. I'll do like this. The sum is we present it like with percentage s for string, d for integer, right? So the output is integer. The sum is percentage d, right? Of the sum total, we can get it like this, right? Sum total is of I and j, right? And then you write percentage I plus j. Save it and run this. Right. So basically, your percentage d is acting as a placeholder. Okay, let me give it a bit space here. So guys, what is happening here? This is what we call string formatting. So if you want to have the summation in between, you put a placeholder represented by percentage. Right? Percentage is your placeholder. Now after percentage, you can write s for string if the value you want to put in place of this placeholder a string, then you write percentage s, or if you want to put a integer, you write percentage d. And then after that, you write percentage, and that is a standard format, and the value that you want to be replaced or you want to be placed on in place of placeholder. Okay, so this is how you basically do the string formatting. It's very simple example. It can go to a very different levels at times, but again, for the now, this is what you should know. Got it? Okay, any confusion here? Can we make I and j dynamic also, like they show the actual values of the pointers? No need to put a comma sign like C. No, 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 you don't need to put that. Okay, dynamic as in you want the input from the user. Okay, okay, let's do that. Okay, for that, see, if you want to take the input from the user, guys, right? So that comes to, or that takes us to another function which is quite useful, and that function name is input, right? So first of all, let me write here. See, you use triple quotes for either for commenting or for writing multiple lines of statement. So I can write this is the example of Python. Okay. Now I don't want this. I want to comment all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it under basically triple quotes. You see that everything got commented, right? So it is valid in Python. You can work like this. Okay. Now say that you don't want the static input, right? That is hard coded input. I want an input from the user. Yeah, I can do that. Right? We can do that. For that, we have a function which is called input. So instead of I equals to 5, I'm going to take the input from user. And this is how you take the input. Right? And you're going to simply print that input. Print the input is I. Okay. Has to be a comma. And run this. Here you'll have to write and get this is the input is this. Now, this is not the right way of doing this because here it's not going to show you any hint or something like this. So if you want to have a hint kind of a thing, or a place where you know that okay, you have to enter the value, you write it like this. You pass a string which is basically a hint or a point of recognition. Please enter the value here. See this ones? Okay. Now it is showing you please enter the value here, and you have to enter value here. I'm entering 4, then it is going to print the input is 4. Okay. See, this is quite easy. So basically, you have input function through which you can pass the value from the user. See, I'm the user. Through console, I'm passing the value 4, right? And then it is showing you the output. Now, every time, guys, you must have seen that when you create an account or when you log in into some website, then there you have a edit box, right, where they ask you to say a hint. They give you a hint, right, where it's written that please enter your password here, and then you start writing it, and then it goes away, it vanishes, and you're able to enter the password. Similarly, you can have a hint or a direction, or how you want your values to be entered by passing that direction inside the input function, okay, as a string. Okay, please do this. Welcome. So guys, we are going a bit slow, right? As far as the time duration that we have and the content that we have, we are a bit slow, right? Okay. Exactly. Kuntal, the error that you're getting is correct. Now, guys, a little exercise. Do this. Okay, let me write down the exercise for you. Ask user to enter two values, two integer values. Okay, and give output as let's say addition of the two values, right? And ask user to enter 22 and say 33, right? So ask user to enter values and enter 22 and 23, right? And then print the addition. So basically what I'm asking is you have to do something like this, but instead of I and j hard coded, you'll have to use input function. Okay, try it out. Yes, you're doing it correctly. Basically it require you to typecast it. Okay, guys, are you getting it, everybody? Exactly. Okay, see this, guys. Okay, I'm going to show you. Please enter the let's say first value. There's your I. uh, Please enter the second value. There's going to be your j. Let's print that the output of addition is I plus j, right? Any doubt here? Input i's value, input j's value, and then you are performing addition here, right? And then you are printing it. Okay. This should work fine, right? Let's check. I've did that. Uploading value as 22, second value is 33. The output should be 55, but no. The output that you're getting is 2233. Now, can you tell me why you're getting this output? See, these are things that you have to make it a habit of analyzing and understanding things. Right? And that is something that comes with the practice and thinking, like logical thinking. So your addition should give you 22 plus 33, but that is giving you 22 to 33. What do you mean by that? See, we have done this, right? So guys, the one suggestion that I'll give you every time you face such condition, like these are kind of a troubleshooting guide that I'm telling you. You simply find out the type of I. Right? Okay, your data is coming, is going, right? Then what is the type of the data? Now, if you want to see this, you'll have to print it. Yes, Rajin, exactly. You'll have to print it. So I don't need to print twice. If I can check one, I'll be able to get. So I'm going to have it. I'll have to have it here only. Now you can press F5 also on your keyboard to execute this. You'll see that print is giving you type I, and which is basically your string. That means that I and J are your strings. These are not your integers, guys. Understand this. And that is why when you're adding I plus J, it is instead of doing addition, it is concatenating it. Because when you add two strings, it concatenates, right? It does not add, it concatenates. So what do you have to do now? You'll have to convert your strings into integer. That is what you'll need to do. Convert your strings into integers. Okay. Now you'll have to convert it into integer. How are you going to convert it into integer, guys? Either you can do it like this, that okay, I int equals to uh, int pass it to I. Right, so it's going to convert into int. That will be better. Now try it out, the same exercise. Now whatever we are getting in a string, we are passing through an integer function, and that is going to convert it into integer. And the addition that you want to perform, you have to change it. Like, sorry, you have to change it like this. Yes, Rajan, we can do like that also. Okay. Now press F5, pass the values, and see that now the values are converted into integer and they are performing addition. Okay. So you'll have to pass it to the int function, or basically we call it typecasting actually. Doing this is also in a way we call we name it, we call it as typecasting, right? Or what you can do is here only, see whatever value you are going to get as an output from input, you'll have to pass it to int function. So why not I pass it directly here? So that will save me writing these two lines of a code. Okay, that is something else you can do with this. Okay, it's up to you. So basically, if the output, see, always your input function is always going to give you output as string. Okay, so you have to convert it into whatever format you want. Okay, now Do a simple exercise, guys. That is going to solve the issue. That will give you more clarity. Okay, let's see the exercise. Okay, I want you to do a simple calculation. Right, now, what kind of calculation? Serious, guys. Let me write down the problem statement, and then you guys can um, then we can discuss the queries, right? Okay. So the problem statement is that, let's say we calculate BMI index, right? BMI, that is body mass index. Okay. Right. So first of all, it's just for the sake of calculation. Now, I don't think that everybody or doctors relies on BMI because it does not takes in account your body fat and all those factors, right? But it's good for calculation. Okay. So BMI's formula is what? Your body mass index is equal to weight in kg divided by your height, or divided by square of height, which can be represented like this: square of height, right? So that gives you your body mass index. Okay. So what I want you to do is ask for from user for name, weight, and height, right? And print the personalized message for a user. Say, hi Vidhan, your BMI is say 27, 28, 24, 23, right? Okay, do that, guys. So you have the mathematical formula. This is what you're going to use. Um, you have to ask user for these values, and then you'll have to incorporate these values, okay, for printing a personalized message. Okay, so these are the things that you need to do. Try it out. Meanwhile, I'll read through the theory. Yes, you can do like this there. But instead of doing individually, you can have it separated by comma inside parentheses. Um, okay, I'll show you. Uh, Try it out with the, and keep a space between your equal to and percentage. Or you might have to use the format function. Format is method. Okay, I'll show you that too. Okay, so first do this calculation. It's an easy one. It will give you, or it will let you understand this particular concept clearly. Right, that's usage of input method. And okay, guys, understand this. Your height is going to be a float value, right? That will be in decimal. Your weight is going to be value in decimal. Your BMI is going to be value in decimal. That is your float value. Right now, how are you going to incorporate that? Your input is a string. You have to convert that input into float. Right? Okay. Do this. Okay, guys, are you trying? Okay, what about the others? Aditya, Deepak, Dhamesh, Neeraj, Prashant, Sagar, Swati, are you all trying or not, guys? Okay, or are you facing any issue here, or am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Or am I exposing a lot of things to you suddenly? But these are the basics, guys. Right? Understand? We have not leveled up till yet. We have a bit, right, by understanding input method, input function, but still, we have not jumped the level a lot. Okay, Neeraj, you have some issue with your laptop. Okay, do one thing, guys. If you are not able to work on, say, okay, there's one more thing, guys. Meanwhile, you're trying this out. For those who are not able to work on their laptop, what they can do is there is a very good online resource for that by Google, which is called Colab. Right? Open Google Colab, sign into it using your Google account. Right, and it basically works like your Jupyter. Okay, where you can basically start coding in Python 2 or Python 3, and you'll have to simply see. I'm logged in as my email ID, right? Google Gmail account. Okay, and here you can start coding, right? For example, the same exercise: I equals to 5, j equals to 7, print I plus j. So basically, all your heavy load processing is handled on here, right? It won't, apart from your Chrome or Mozilla's RAM consumption, it's not going to consume any other RAM. So you can try it out like this. Okay, I'm going to share this link. Basically, you have to simply search for Collab Google. Okay, why are you not able to print the mesh? Okay, Dharmesh, can you paste the code that you're using for printing? Can you paste the code in the chat box? I'll be able to see what wrong or what is the issue you're facing or something wrong that you're doing. Okay, meanwhile, guys, let's see how we work on this. Okay, input under name. No, you're using end. You have to use percentage everywhere. Ramesh, you're using ampersand, and inside the string you're using percentage. So ampersand and percent are different, right? Okay, so let's see this. So I'm going to comment or hide or comment these part so that I don't have to worry about this. Right, so these are commented, everything's saved. Now let's see that. First, I'm going to ask for the name. Let's have the variable as name, and names are always string, right? So you don't have to worry about this. Enter, please enter your name or enter the name. Second, I want to have is weight. And the weight in kg. Now, kg weight could be in decimal, so I'll have to convert it into a float. So why not convert it here only? Yeah, we can do that. So I'm going to convert it into float here only. As soon as I receive the data input, I'll convert it into float. Similarly, you have height. Height again could be in, has to be in decimal. The height that you want is in meters. Okay. Now, what you need to do is you need to calculate the BMI. BMI equals to uh, weight divided by square of height, or height into height. So square represented like this. Simply you have to print high percentage S for weight, um, percentage F. F is used for decimal, for your BMI is percentage F. Right, you have percentage, and then you can pass the values like this. First is name, weight, height, BMI. See this. Now, percentage S is used for string, right? So your name is going to be in string. Weight is going to be in decimal, so I'm using percentage F. Height is going to be in decimal, I'm using percentage F. And BMI is again going to be in decimal, I'm using percentage F. Now, all these values, guys, are going to be basically used, right? Name, weight, height, and BMI. So all I'm going to do is I'm using the right percentage, and all the values which are going to be passed in the correct order, in this order only, I have to write it here. See this? I'm hitting Control F. Sorry, F5. Name I'm going to give you, let's say Maximus. Weight is, let's say 70 kg. Height is, let's say 1.85. Right. So high Maximus for weight 70.6 decimal zeros kg, and height 1.85. Your BMI is 20.452885. Okay, so that is how you basically use it, right? The what do you call string formatting. Now, this is one of the way. Okay, you can fiddle with this. Another way is basically a way better way than what we are using right now. Like, let me show you. If I wanted to present it the same thing in that way, I'll have to do like this. Instead of percentage, we use curly brackets as placeholder. Right? I'll simply write curly bracket. Okay, high curly bracket. Your okay. Let me see to compare. Let me copy this completely, and I'm going to substitute this. Now, instead of percentage s everywhere, I'm going to substitute it by curly bracket. That's it. There are two ways in which you can format. Okay. Now here you use percentage. Here instead of percentage, you use dot format, and here you pass the values that you want them to acquire. Now instead of percentage, we use dot format. Okay, there's another way of formatting the string. Now, my order could be haywire, right? Okay, see how order matters. Wait, name, BMI, height. Okay, now you can see that order is not right. I don't remember my weight. It must be 100. Okay, you see that high 100 for weight Pradhan kg and height 29, your BMI is 1.85. So you can see that the order is defined in the occurrence. high weight, right? So what I can do is, see, this is the power of format, string formatting using the format method, is that these also have indexes. So I can define that. See, name is at the second position, which will have index 1. I can pass it on here, 1, index 1. Weight is at 0th position. Height is at the last one, 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? And BMI is at second. Right? So format gives you a total control. You can see that. Okay, I can run this again. You can see that high Vidhan for weight 100 kg and height 1.85 meter. Your BMI is blah 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 blah. Okay, that's 29.21840 and all. Okay, so this is how you use format. Okay, so format is a better way of working on the strings, right, or formatting. So basically, both are used, percentage and format, but prefer using format more. Okay, because in format you don't have to define percentage s, percentage d, percentage f. You simply have to give the curly brackets and that's it. Your job is done. Okay, any queries here, guys? Yes, formatting has only two ways in Python, the percentage and format. Okay, I think that should be all for today. I can give you an exercise. Tomorrow, guys, we are going to see these are the basics part. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about if, else, and all those things. We're going to perform exercise on that. After that, we're going to talk about loops. After that, we're going to talk about modules. And soon, we'll be moving to the part which we actually have to work on, which is automating your task or reading the log files or saving your data from the log files, right? So that is what we are building toward. Okay. And that's why we have included those topics only which are useful for automation of the task. We have not included something extra, right? Okay, so we'll deal with Excel files, PDFs, and all those things. Okay, so probably I will prefer starting with that after the loops. We'll see, right? Depending on your level and how much you're grasping, we'll change few things in between. But yeah, we are going to cover everything in the topics. Yes, okay, Dave, I'm going to unmute you and we can have discussion. Yes, Dave, please tell me. I have unmuted you. Okay, I can see that you have also unmuted. Check your mic because I'm not able to hear anything. Or else you can drop a message in the chat box. Let me see. Anyways, that will be all. So if you want to stay and hear the discussion, then you can stay, or otherwise you can sign off. Right? I don't think that simply go through it. That is, take that as a task. Whatever we have learned today, set dictionary, and especially the last part, right? These print and input. No worries, Dave. You can simply drop the message in the chat box, and I'll read it out and answer. Okay, anybody else have any queries they can ask me? Okay, okay. Yeah. Artificial intelligence and machine learning classes. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, Ramesh, I'll tell you how to control that, right? Okay, I'll tell you in the next session. Okay, or you can do something like this. Let me write it down for you. See, this is what we had written, right? And here we can have it like this. Try this out. I think that is going to solve your query. Right? See, I've done something, small change. Okay, you're looking after for design pattern use in Python. Okay, I can give you resources and idea how it works. Sure, they sure. Let me give me a bit of time, right? I'll come back to you on this tomorrow. Okay. Rajan, you are speaking through the trainer only. There are a lot of books. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me collect all the information, right? And I'll come with the book, right? Because there are a lot of different books. So I won't suggest you to go and buy something. Right? There are a lot of free sources available, right? I'll guide to you for that. Yes, Sajin, please. I've unmuted you.
Uh, yeah, hi Vedanji. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
So, as this is my first day in the class, I just jumped out on the fifth lecture. So, yeah. So, it's good to see that you are training everything in very basic manner, which is very good and which we don't find in any other, what's say, online resources. So, I'm very pleased that I have taken the course.
Okay.
Uh, And the other thing is that I've been doing Python from past 3 to 4 months. I learned Python once from Udemy. It took me around 4 to 5 weeks to learn the core, and then I switched to the web development part, which is Flask basically.
Flask. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so I have written some apps in Flask basically that is like login and registration functionality, CURD views, CURD type
Okay.
of functionalities. So
Crude
still
operations.
yeah, CURD operations. So still I am like very much uncomfortable when I am trying to like write the code by my own. Then I thought that there is something that I am missing. So right now mm, I know that what I'm missing is like basic understanding of the core. So what I think from my
Okay.
perspective is that if I understand the core completely, I will be able to take help from any study material I want. So can you please bring shine a light on that?
Okay. So how good are you with translating your aptitude in the programming language? First of all, see, we
So
all have different levels of aptitude, right? Some have aptitude at the
yes.
level of where they can clear the CAT or GMAT, right? So how good or how well can you translate your logical aptitude in the programming coding?
Yeah. So, how basically what I can think is like a simple if else operation. If there is something where, like, if I compare my code to other developers' code,
Hmm.
the size and the quality of that code is very different. My quality of the code is very, like, you can say it's poor, and the code is very big to do the same thing which another
Hmm.
developer is doing in 4 or 5 lines. So as I can get the answer by the code, but my code is not proper. That I can say.
See, you have been, since you have told me that you have been working on Python only since past 4 months. So this
Yeah.
optimization of the code and basically it's what we call optimization of the code. That comes with the experience, to be honest. Right? More and more you start coding, you'll understand that okay, this is the one. See, representing a single logic can have millions of ways. Right? There could be a lot of ways in
Yes.
representing a same task, right? Or working on the same
Yes.
algorithm can have different approaches, right? So writing
Yes.
a same task, I can use 100 lines. Somebody can use do it in 4 or 5 lines. Now that depends on the experience first of all, right? The
Yes.
lesser experienced you are, the more things you include in your code. So it comes with the experience. To be honest, you have to code more and more and more, right? It's all about practice. To be honest,
Yes,
optimization of
indeed
the
it
code.
is. Yeah.
That's
So,
one thing.
like, this is my first programming language that I am learning. I haven't learned any programming language before. I use, as I'm a DevOps engineer, so I know some shell scripting, which I've
Okay.
been like practice. I've been practicing from 1 to 2 years. So, um, like, this is my first programming language, and basically, uh, as a trainer, okay, how much time do you think that I should code to get that kind of experience?
I'll say code as much as you can if you want to achieve the uh, best possible optimization. You code as much as you can and start thinking from the coding. See, we when we do 1 plus 1, we think from the our normal perspective. Start thinking from the
Yeah.
machine's perspective. So you'll have to develop a bit of the perspective of the machine. Okay, how machine is going to take it, right? Because actually you are instructing machine to do this task, right? So
Yes.
optimization comes when you start thinking from the machine's perspective, right? Okay, so how easily I can, how much I can save the processing capabilities on the machine, right? Okay. Now that
Yes.
again comes with the practice. So it depends on your grasping power. It depends on your absorption capabilities. It has a lot of factors which are depending on you, lesser on me, more on you, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, indeed it is. The
that
trainer's
comes with
work is to
practice.
train, and my work is to get that training and digest it properly. So
What
the more work is on my
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
What I can do is you can send me some of your code and I can guide you that okay where you can could have done what, right? That is
Yes.
something that I
Yes.
can give you a different perspective. Right? I can give you
Yes.
3, 4, 5 perspectives. So just share your codes with me. Some of them where you find that okay, this code might have been different or more optimized. So I'll give my input and we'll see where it goes. Right?
Yeah. One other thing I went for basic Python or core Python is because when I learned Python, I didn't know about like when you import a library, you need to instantiate it. So that only I learned when I was learning framework, not in core. So these are the things that I have missed in the core. That's why I am coming like to you, and so that you can guide me and other students like me that they
Sure,
can
sure.
do it
See,
properly from the scratch.
to be honest, I am from electronics and communication background. I completed my engineering there. I never wanted to be a coder because I was not
Yes,
able to translate my aptitude. I had a decent aptitude into the
yes,
programming or computer language. So that struggle that I faced translating from copy paste, pen-based addition, and all those maths,
yeah,
integration, differentiation into computer base, it took me a lot of hard work, you can say that, and a lot of change of perspective. And that is
yes,
something that you get from the guidance a bit and by practicing. So yeah, that is what I try to teach that okay how to change that perspective. So we will see that more in the coming lectures. Till now
yes,
we
indeed,
have not used that perspective a lot,
yes,
but yeah.
yes, indeed, we will. But last but not least, what type of certification do you suggest for me? It's like if I want to be a Python developer, what type of certification you think that I should pursue and I should give an exam and take this certification?
Um, See, if you're talking about Flask and Django, your work will speak more than your certification. There is no particular certification. For Flask,
Yeah.
you'll have to
I mean
create some of
for
the.
like for basic Python, like the core one.
There is no standard if you go for certification, then Python.org does not provide any of the certification, right?
Yes.
There's no like such names, big names like Python.org or Anaconda, they don't provide any other certification. It's your
Yes.
work that is only going to speak for you.
Yeah,
How
indeed
much
it
you
is.
can, how good you can code, or how good you can explain, or your documentation, right? Especially your documentation as a developer. How clean.
Yes.
Okay, okay, guys, I'll also show you how to have a good coding practice. Also, that is something that is being left. Okay, so good coding
Yes.
practice and optimizing is something that I'll show you. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you very much, Vedandi. It was great talking with you, and see you
same
tomorrow.
here. Welcome, welcome, guys. Okay,
Thank you.
see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So
Yes, sir. Thank
signing
you.
off now. Okay, that will be all for today. Have a good day. Bye bye. Okay, Dharmesh,
Bye,
you
sir.
are facing any error? Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Um, you got it right. Okay, done. Yes, Dave, you have some suggestions you can tell. Okay, Dave, I think he just left. Okay, I'll pass it on. Okay, or tomorrow you can remind me, right? Okay, geeks for geeks. Okay then, guys. Okay, any other query you have? Welcome, welcome, guys. Probably six more sessions, Tamesh. Six or six, yeah. Okay. So that's why I told you that we are going a bit slower than what I expected. Okay. But we are going to catch up. Okay, we'll have to check it with the support team, okay, regarding that Tamesh. Same to you guys. Have a good day. Signing off now. Bye bye.